Final Doom TNT Evilution has the distinction of being the only classic commercial Doom game to have a collaborative soundtrack. All the music of Doom 1 and 2 was written, depending on how you define written in this case, solely by Bobby Prince, and the Plutonia Experiment's original soundtrack simply reuses this Doom 1 and 2 music. The majority of Evilution's music, on the other hand, consists of original tracks written by members of the now-defunct TeamTNT. Today we're going to look at what happened to these composers post-TeamTNT and what influenced their music for this classic game, starting with Tom Mustaine. Mustaine is perhaps the most well-known member of this group, and it's safe to say he composed the most musically consistent pieces for TNT. His MIDIs can often be identified by their simple melodies and droning backing tracks, a style that carried over into his music for the 1996 WADs Icarus Alien Vanguard, Hell to Pay, and Perdition's Gate. Besides composing, he was a participant in the Dwango-hosted Deathmatch 95 tournament, placing somewhere between 6th and 8th. According to a 2018 post on Mustaine's Instagram, the tournament was held at the same Microsoft campus where Bill Gates debuted the now infamous Doom 95 reveal video.
We've got a few key points to remember. Windows 95 is the game platform. Whether it's the best performance, the best setup, the best integration, our commitment is to make the tools, to make the platform better and better.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt me.
Anyway, Mustaine also noted this was the first major gaming event he attended, and he gained a lot of insight into the industry as a result. After moving on from Doom, Mustaine co-founded Ritual Entertainment with 6 colleagues, including Richard Lovelord Gray, who designed maps for Duke Nukem 3D the prior year. Ritual lasted a little over a decade. Their 1998 first-person shooter Sin was their most notable title, and they released a handful of games until they were acquired by Mumbo Jumbo in 2007. Following the acquisition, Mustaine departed to co-found Escalation Studios with Mark Tardif and id Software alum Sean Green. Escalation later joined Bethesda Game Studios in 2018, where Mustaine has been working as a studio director ever since. On his old website, Mustaine listed all his Doom MIDIs, revealing their official names as well as his own humorous and sometimes self-deprecating opinions of each. His latest activity on Doom World has been traced back to early 2022, and while his interactions with the community are few and far between, it seems that Doom never truly let Mustaine go after all these years. However, the same cannot be said for Jonathan El-Bizri, who, after Final Doom, seemingly left gaming altogether. In the late 1990s, he worked as a project manager for Link Exchange and Microsoft before shifting gears in 2000 to work as an audio engineer for Tell Me Networks. A year later, he returned to project management at Juniper Networks, where he honed his skills in software development. This led to a job as a media developer for Singularity University, and it was during this period El-Bizri became interested in human psychology. In 2009, he enrolled in San Francisco State University, and in 2011 published a thesis on computer-mediated human behavior and online interactions. He has since worked as a software engineer for a handful of tech companies throughout the 2010s and early 2020s, including Autodesk and now Overview. His musical contributions to TNT have been noted for their more experimental sound, preferring busier bass lines, more complicated drum patterns, and unconventional instrumentation. According to DoomWiki, El-Bizri never named any of his tracks, leading 3 anonymous DoomWiki editors to create unofficial titles for them in 2010. Those names have stuck since then, but are still recognized as unofficial. In 2021, Doom community musician and TNT MIDI pack organizer Cami reached out to El-Bizri inquiring about the names, but has still received no response as of this video's posting. So, whether El-Bizri will ever acknowledge the names of his tracks remains to be seen. In a similar vein, Josh Martel has seemingly not been seen or heard from in the Doom community at all since 1997. Martel is on record for having contributed just one piece to Evilution's body of music, an untitled 5-second long track used for the game's text screen. He is sometimes credited as a co-writer on a couple of other tracks, but this doesn't appear to be verified on DoomWiki. Besides TNT, he has 2 credited works. One is a map and sound effects for the WoD Mountain King, and the other is for HEU, a fork of the Doom Editor Utilities program made for Heretic. Both of these projects were collaborations between Martel and his fellow TeamTNT mate, the aforementioned Tom Mustaine. Virtually nothing else is known about Martel outside of Doom, however. His contact email address is listed in his project's text files, but it's unlikely used nowadays given its antiquity. Finally, this brings us to Leo Seiben, who composed the most tracks for Evilution at 6. His are arguably the most memorable tracks in the game and have received a lot of praise over the years. Like El-Bizri, Sieben did not name any of them, again prompting unofficial titles to be created. These went uncanonized until 2021, when Cammy contacted Sieben about his work as well. Sieben not only acknowledged the community-invented names, thus confirming them official, but also discussed each track's background, listing Nine Inch Nails, Vangelis, and John Petrucci as musical inspirations. He even went so far as to say the working title for Sadistic was 1BBHS, a reference to Bishop Burn High School where he and his brother Jimmy attended. These days, Sieben appears to still be actively involved in video game development, according to his LinkedIn page. He worked as a programmer both independently and for Gearbox Software and Rockstar Games in the 2000s and 2010s. Oddly, his DoomWiki biography states he, quote, seems to have retired from game development, but he is currently listed as a senior gameplay programmer at Insomniac Games after joining them in 2021. Though he is not extremely active online, the fact he provided so much information in just a few messages about his work from so long ago is something special. It's still amazing that after nearly 3 decades, new Doom content is coming out left and right. New maps are being built, new tunes are being written, new speedrunning records are being broken. The community is abundant in creativity. Doom itself is rich with a magic that appeals to both newcomers and seasoned veterans to this day, and I, for one, am excited to see where it'll all go next. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and comment below your favorite music from TNT Evilution. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, this is Ray from the Phobos Amphitheater, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.